Lost in this hazy room, the darkness surrounds. Pulsating beats electrify the ground. I feel the energy, it's flowing through my veins.
Hey guys, it's your friend April with the Phoenix Collective. We're a group of like-minded folks, right? Spiritual warriors out here life and getting to it, getting to the heart of the matter. All right, Spirit's been talking to me about the heart. Okay, you know, we've our mission and purpose here is, guys, those of you in the Phoenix Collective, thank you for being here with us. If you're new, and welcome. All right, those of you that have been on this journey know that we are a self-healing collective. Okay, we are delving into the subconscious. It's a Carl Jung theory of us acting from and reacting from our subconscious and other stimuli is really is an unseen thing. And when we're not mindful of our actions and our reactions, then we are acting in an unconscious way, right? So we need to bring that up, make it something unseen, bring it into the scene. All right, so that we can integrate our shadow selves, which is a part of us that, we're all born perfect individuals, worthy of unconditional love, just for the fact that we were born on this planet. We are all incarnated pure. But programming and patterning, family trauma, parenting, and relationship trauma, and victimization has really caused us to suppress who we truly are to fit into the world around us, as according to societal's norms. That's a collective energy as well, right? But we're breaking through the matrix. Yeah, and we're being brave. We're seeing who we truly are here. All right. And we're doing that by being mindful in our everyday actions about the motives that we have, and then getting that spiritual gift of gnosis and the gift of illumination to be able to see the masks and those around you. All right. And therefore, once we've acquired all this knowledge and we start to self-repair ourselves, we have a duty and obligation to share that with the greater collective to help lift the consciousness to a higher vibration. It's going to take all of us, guys. All right. Now, the focus for me today and for me this week, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I've been going through some shadow work. My nighttime experience here. Still have a very paternal spirit guide with me, a very fatherly energy that has been helping me deal with some of the childhood wounds I have from just my father dying, and that those kind of the daddy issues. Right? It was just me and my father growing up. We were very, very tight, and he wasn't around very much because he was trying to provide for a family that was on the other side of the state, and then for me, and I kind of raised myself, but in a very mature way, right? He had full trust in me, and he believed in me, and we worked well together, and we had some very real moments. My father and I had a very strong bond, but he left early, and I didn't even know he was sick because I was dealing with my own things in life. And it was an aunt that told me he was sick. And when I found out and was able to go to him, I was on my way up, called up, and my mother answered the phone and said that his funeral was that same very day. And I said, give me the information, I'm on my way. It was about a 3-hour drive. And she never responded. She ignored that. For some reason, my mother didn't want me at his funeral. And I don't know why. And I'll never get an answer from her. But she continued, and after my dad's death, my mom took over the farm, and so did my sisters, and they kind of shut me out. It became, when my dad had everything under control, no bullshit with my dad, no bullshit drama, he'd shut that down real quick, right? So he raised me to be a very demure girl that followed, that followed his instructions and had a duty and obligation to pitch in and be a part of what we were doing, because he needed that from me. all right, to listen and to obey without giving lip, right, and to be responsible and make the correct actions. But he was proud of me because I was able to do that. What he didn't teach me was boundaries, and that the world didn't have the same motives that he did. Okay, that these qualities that were valued in our family, that sheltered unit, weren't very beneficial for the real world. So then I engaged in relationships needing to get that love that I got from my father, only to be surprised that these men didn't want to work. They didn't want to put in those efforts. They were going to take advantage of me for what I had to give them without wanting to give that back. So my dad's really been working with me to I never got that closure. I never got to tell him I love him. That I knew he died that day. I remember my son waking up from that morning and coming running at me and saying, I saw grandpa. I saw grandpa. He came and saw me last night. Mommy, why does grandpa have so many hearts? And I looked at him and I said, grandpa doesn't have a lot of hearts. He was just trying to show you how much he loves you. Okay. My dad didn't come to visit me until a couple of years later. He came to visit me when I was in jail. And I it was a vivid experience. And, we spoke with telepathy, and he told me I was right where I needed to be and that he was proud of me. But I was in jail, so you can see how confusing that was until when I look at my life now. And what he was trying to tell me is that it's going to be a long road. But everything and all the trials and tribulations that you're going through, you signed up for before you came here. This is all divinely guided. And little girl, I'll be with you every step of the way. And he has been. And he's been here a lot lately. All right? He's been here a lot. Because everything that I went through with my family shutting me out and not being of help to me for some reason, not only did they not want to help me, but they wanted to make it harder for me. Yeah. It's crazy. And that puts a seed in a person, right? When we act out of the subconscious, we have to understand. Let me explain to you the subconscious and how it works. The subconscious houses all of that information, just like a computer, computer hardware, all the things that needs to function, right? Blinking, breathing, all that stuff that we don't need to be aware of as an operator, because if we did, we would just be really confused. Right? So it has a guard, somebody guarding the subconscious, and it's called the critical factor. Okay, the critical factor will not let things into your subconscious unless it has a familiarity with it. All right? This is why people that suffer abuse begin to believe and deteriorate over time. All right? So if somebody acts a certain way to you over and over and over again, the critical factor will gain a familiarity with it, and it'll seep into the subconscious. We can get that stuff out of our subconscious really easily, but as humans, what do we like to do? What do we like to do? We're super good at playing the victim, aren't we? And owning that shit. Nobody loves me. Everybody always does this to me. Why me? Why me? I didn't do that. Fuck no. It could have really beaten me down, but you know what it did? Because God gave me that gift of illumination. Okay? Instead, I started to recognize it with this gift around me and seeing that other people have motives for doing that to a person. They're hurt. They're projecting onto you their own insecurities, or they're trying to play sick, sad human games where they're trying to force a narrative for you to play out so that it hides who they truly are. So as these situations that would have normally made a person roll up in a victim ball and give up, not me. Each one that was hurled at me, I took, I harnessed it, I evaluated it, and thought to myself, why are they acting this way? Why would a person do that? And I unmasked them for what their motives truly are, right? And I transmuted all that pain into power and empowerment. It's alchemy. and adopting the Phoenix archetype, I've always rose up stronger and stronger and started to clear out that subconscious of all of those programmed fears and change that to lift my vibration. And as you work out, you imagine all the space I cleared out in myself? Years and years of trauma that had been ingrained in me. Years and years, now with this big empty space. So in that space, I filled it with self-love, right? That's what we do on the healing journey, raising your vibration. Then suddenly everything you want in those higher vibrational timelines comes to you. So we're creating the world of our dreams and we're magnetizing ourselves. So I'm glad you're here. If you're new, again, my name is April. I'm an intuitive and tarot card reader, and the spirit of tarot, the collective spirit of tarot, has been a profound life changer for me. All right, on this self-healing journey, because it allowed for me to see the metacognitive process of the world around me. All right, and to see the path that I'm on. I read cards in 4 different positions. The first position is the past, and it's usually the most recent past. And in that energy, I can see who the reading is for, who we're talking about. All right, and that's how you can claim this reading. But you guys understand that the universe, the Most High God, does not speak language. They speak in synchronicities, vibrations, and symbols. Tarot is full of symbols, right? And it's no coincidence that you clicked on this reading. So stay on board for the whole thing, because I'm sure there's messages you need to see. And there's a distinct possibility that if that's not your energy, maybe you're on the opposite side of this. Maybe you're on the cross-watcher side and this is what you're doing to somebody else. Yeah, and you should probably watch this reading as well, okay? Because you have a duty and obligation that if something makes you feel a certain kind of way, if you watch this and you get angry because of something I'm saying, because I'm trying to help somebody that's doing something that you're doing to them, you better evaluate that and make some changes for yourself, because the world is cyclical, and understand that the Wheel of Fortune turns and that the Most High rewards those who act out of integrity and that are actively working to lift the consciousness to higher vibration. Once you tap into that sacral energy and remember, wake up to why you're here on this planet and what your mission and purpose is, the Most High, your guides, your ancestors, yeah, they got your back. They won't let anybody mess with you. If you're a divine being of light and you've welcomed that in, yeah, you're protected. So then I go in, we see what that energy of the past person and what's that telling us about the here and now, the situation at hand. And then we go into the subconscious to see what's hidden in the world around us, what we don't see, the motives of others, what's in our subconscious, what's in the 5D realm to guide us. I also pull an angel guidance card. I've been doing that lately. I'll do that again today to see who's protecting us in the 5D realm, what angels have got our back. We're always working with different entities, whether we realize it or not. All right. Whenever we step into a mission and a purpose, we're going to have guides. All right. You know, it's funny. So my father's been guiding me a lot lately. He's been making me see some real truths about my family and the world around me and why people have done the things that they've done. To bring it all into a nice little 9. We're in the 9 cycle. Welcome 2025 for giving us some completion on this journey. This is the year where you will be reaping rewards for what you've done or serving some time. And I don't know why I said it like that. So maybe some people really will be serving some time. That could be in spiritual jail, where they get shut down from doing harmful things to others. Or if they're a real detriment to the people around them, some real time in the jails, okay? And then we go into the future. Now, hey, this is the beautiful thing about tarot. It just tells you the most likely outcome of the path that you're on. So if you don't like what I have to say, then guess what? You get to make changes. This is the best time to do that, to look at that and say, hey, this isn't sitting right with me. Maybe I need to look at myself, go inside and see what the holes are and why I'm acting this way. I want to change that for the better. All right. I do high vibe readings, so most of my people are on path and on purpose, and I welcome that. I love that. I have a beautiful collective that understands that we are all humans, right? We are all one, connected as one from the Most High, right? My being is integrated with all my guides. Anytime I sing to you, anytime I start singing, that's my niece Jossie. She reads through me. When she has a message she needs to get out, she usually has me sing. My dad is my protector. Okay. And then I've got who I call the Avengers. That's a team. That's a team of archangels and the Ascended Masters and God. I got a real badass team. I want the Infinity Gauntlet tattooed in my hand. I swear by the end of this year I'll have it. Anyway, thank you. Welcome on this journey. I'm gonna shuffle some cards here, and we'll delve into this past energy, so you can see if this reading is for you. Hey guys, also I'm shutting down private readings right now. I got a lot going on, so I'm not going to be doing that. So you'll just have to tap into collective messages. Check me out on YouTube. Some content I can't have on here, so I have on Facebook, so it goes onto YouTube and vice versa. Some stuff does it just as on Facebook. So if you want some more content from me, you can always look there. But hey, I love all of you. And, you know, I respond to every comment on my page. And those of you that interact with me on Messenger, with good messages. I don't need no felonious, weird bullshit on there. Please don't be disturbing. I'm not the only one that sees my messages. I get help with that stuff. So, you know, keep it correct and come at me correct. I will help and talk to you. And yeah, like my videos, subscribe, because that's just putting your energy into what I do. And I love what I do. And all of you. I'll be right back. All right, so let's see what's going on in the past year. First card is a Five of Cups. Now, I might look like a haunting scene here because he's definitely mourning a loss. Okay, so there's no coincidences, guys. Right? Synchronicity. All right. When you see messages coming again and again, this looks like somebody that's grieving a loss of somebody or something. But what they don't realize is that there's two cups behind them, okay? So not all is lost, okay? So the message of this card, it says, disappointment won't make me fear dreaming big, okay? So this is definitely this message is for a person that through loss and disappointment in the world around them really held on to those two cups and was able to take down that mask and turn around and grab those two cups and move forward. And not just move forward, but dream big. They understand the power of attention, right? That we can speak whatever we want into existence. We just have to see the pathway to it, all right? And how to get there. We don't just fold and allow all of that to cloud our judgment, okay? And then the next card I got here, let's see here, that's the Ten of Wands. I can differentiate between my responsibilities and those of others. All right, so as we're navigating this move forward, we understand that other people are going to try and burden us and bring us down with their bullshit. That's why it's super important to be able to see what's yours and what's not yours to hold on to. I'm letting go of the things that don't serve me no more, right? We understand mission and purpose, and that going forward means not taking on and taking ownership of other people's bullshit. Okay? That's a real emotional independence kind of thing. And I remember when I was in treatment, they would ask me every day what my goal was, and every day I had the same answer: emotional independence. Because I was really determined to set boundaries with the people around me. and not let them, my mother here, I'm going to keep talking about my mother. These are just examples, okay? And that I can take from these cards and relate to you. Okay? So I talked to you about how my mother took over the farm. And I wasn't allowed up there. No. In fact, I tried to go for Thanksgiving 2 years ago and had my car packed to go up there, and she said, "Thanksgiving's not really your holiday, April. 4th of July is more your holiday, don't you think?" Ugh. I remember being super sad about that, right? And especially because I really wanted to see my niece, and she died December 3rd, and I never got to say goodbye to her. So again, here's more of that grief and that loss, right? And not being able to say goodbye to people because of other people they didn't want me up there. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know why, but just never wanted to give me any support on my road. They wanted my life to be hard. They wanted me to suffer. And they, not only that, but they unless they needed me after my niece died, yeah, then they wanted me up there because they knew that I could communicate with her and relay those messages. Okay. My mom wanted me up at the farm when she had a contractor the year before for the holidays. Oh yeah, she was up there. She wanted to hook me up with this contractor who was just a deadbeat. Okay. His wife had just left him, who was her housekeeper, and did all this work for her. So and I was just like, no thank you. That guy's bad news. He ended up ripping her off for a bunch of money in the end, yeah. And then she tried to lure me up there to find him, send me out to all the bars, even though she knows that I don't drink, and that's detrimental for me, right? It's just, I don't know. You think about these things and about other people around you, and you understand that that's a you problem, not a me problem. Okay, there's night stalker jobs at Walmart. She doesn't need to employ me for that. Okay, so we take the burdens of others that hold us back. Okay, see, my sister had a husband to protect her, right, and to provide my mom with things to take care of at the farm, right? And my sister didn't want me up there because there's just a jealousy, and so therefore I couldn't be up there because then my mom would lose the person that was doing all of her work for her, right? So, when you don't, that's one of the really sick, sad human game things that we should elevate out of when we're like 10 years old, okay? There should be a point when we realize that the human exchange is not merely for your own gains and benefits. The true exchange in that are the lessons that you learn and the support you give, the love and the learning you give one another. All right? So I'm seeing a person that has come to that completion with the wands, right? They've left a situation, they've harnessed those 2 cups and what they have, and really taken that passion and drive to collect all 10 of their wands. He might look that. He's carrying a lot, but he's really close to home. He's really close to home. It's right there. He's almost there. It's a success. And then we have pentacles, which are representing the earth, the 3D plane. So this is the passion and drive to get something accomplished, the wands. And the pentacles are that material gain, okay? And abundance. But see how he's tirelessly working on those? This guy is the master of his skills. The universe creates through me. Okay, when we harness that sacral energy and get into our purpose, right? When we eliminate all the bullshit around us and start seeing what we are here to do and not being clouded by others, eliminating the world and the burdens of others, things that don't serve us, right? Clearing out that subconscious and not owning. I could have owned really quickly that I was worthless and not worth anything because I didn't have a husband, right? Or because they were jealous of me and what I was doing with my life or where I was going, or, stealing from me, hiding family secrets that I wasn't supposed to know, right? And then trying to make life harder for me, right? But only harnessing. I could have really, really, really quickly adopted those beliefs as my own. But instead, I evaluated why I felt that way and used my gift of illumination to see the motives and understand that I'm not what other people think. No, I know who I am. You know who you are, right? You know who you are. That's who this message is here for today. And this skill, when the Eight of Pentacles appears, this is somebody that's raising the bar. Not only do they have all their wands and are working on a skill and trade, but they are the master of that trade, and they are raising what they do and the other people in that same field to a higher standard, a whole new level of the game. They're busting wide open. They're game changers. They're trailblazers. It's that first house Aries energy. So if this is you, if you've overcome some bullshit, stepped into your own power and purpose, and are fearlessly going for it by sweeping out and purifying yourself from all the unnecessary mindfuckery, this reading is for you. But if you're cross watchers, listen up. If this makes you feel angry, if you feel any anger over what I'm saying, because maybe you're doing this too, you're on the other side of this message is for you as well. All right, I'm going to shuffle some cards. We're going to go into the subconscious and see what's not seen right now. I'll be right back. Okay, so in the subconscious, I don't know, I pulled a couple cards here. First one I got is the Queen of Pentacles. This is you. This is your energy. I always say the Queen of Pentacles, again, this is that abundance. She's the queen of the kingdom, right? Okay. Which means she really embodies that understanding of the abundance from the earth and the abundance from the spiritual realm, and how to she kind of reminds me of like kind of an old homesteader kind of woman, because you see she's really connected to the earth and everything that the earth has. Like, she's the type of woman that will, like, if you got a cut, she's gonna take an aloe plant and she's gonna mend you, right? She's a nurturer. She provides stability and care for those around her. She's like where you want to go home, like when you first leave school and you go off to college, and life at you, and you break up with your boyfriend and people are being mean to you, so you go to the Queen of Pentacles house, right? Because she's gonna do that kitchen witch thing where she's gonna cook up some love for you and feed you and really nourish your soul. Weird. I just got interrupted as we're talking about cooking up, kitchen witching and all that by a roommate that has made me some macaroni. There are, coincidences, guys. And, earlier I was eating chili. Thank you, Jody, for the chili. It was amazing. Another friend that came over yesterday and brought me some homemade chili and left it in a Cool Whip container. And I'm telling you, we all know, you all know, born in 1979 here, right? So anyone from back at that day knows that anything in a Cool Whip container is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. So, and that's just ingredients from the ground, right? That are put together with positive intent and then given to somebody else, right? And that's kind of witchcrafty stuff. You can call them kitchen witches, right? That's a way we show love to one another, right? All right. And so that's what the Queen of Pentacles is. All right. She can do that freely and openly. Now, this can be a trait that is utilized and abused by those around if you just take and don't give back and just know, oh well, she'll take care of us. She'll take care of us. I'm really seeing, and what the message spirit is giving to me is that this trait in you was abused in the past, because people around you felt like whenever they needed you, you would just come and just ignore what they've done to you. But that's not who you are. You know why? Because look who's here. The Emperor. That is that paternal guardian from the spirit right now, who has worked with you to repair that in the 5D and is still guarding you now. That shit ain't happening. Okay? You can be free to be your Queen of Pentacles. Remember, adjust your crown, guys. Adjust your crown. You are spiritual royalty. And the 5D ain't fucking around with divine beings of light. Okay? You are now in your mission and purpose. You've attracted all of that around you, people that pour into you as much as you pour into them. And nobody's getting through that vibration. You're on a whole new timeline. And you won't be taken advantage of anymore. And that's why I'm playing some chakra frequencies right now for the heart healing. And Spirit's been guiding me to do this. The distrust in the world around you. It's just like in the past, every time you let down your guard, people would come at you and all of a sudden fuck you over or fuck with your head in some way or trap you into just taking care of them and guarding your light. But you don't have to worry anymore. You can give that to the world around you freely because you have the Emperor guarding you, right? This could be a real person around you, or it could just be that energy. And for me, it's an energy. I feel that energy around me, and it's communicating with me, and it's healing me. And in the 5D realm, in the angelic realm, who do we have? Nahel. It's pronounced just like Michael, but Nahel. Nelkel. It's Nelkel. Nelkel, that's how you say it. Stupid. Knuckle is a 3 energy, okay? That's 3rd house energy of communication. It's Gemini. All right. And definitely so. And it makes sense because it says he is the only God. It's the desire for knowledge. So it's also, what did I read? Learning, the angel of learning, signifying a strong connection to knowledge. So this is a person that understands that we are simultaneously acquiring knowledge to be a teacher, but also learning from others at the same time. Okay, so this is really protecting people from other people, right? That you are being protected to share your knowledge with others by learning from the world around you. That is your mission and purpose, right? And communicating that. All right, and then it's desire for knowledge, and it protects from liars. Yeah, liars, evil spells, and bad spirits. So you are fully protected from anybody gossiping, telling lies. All is being revealed at the moment regarding those things. Okay. So any kind of deceptive measures that have been done to force your narrative and create you into being something you're not are being resolved. And this Emperor and Nelkel are ensuring that. Thy will be done. These are messengers from God in the 5D. And yeah, they mean business. So this is a good angel to have with us. He also kind of is that spirit that will kind of come into people that are on that healing journey, that are learning about self and self-healing, and help push them back out into the world again. Because you have to. Okay, that hermiting time is important to clear out everything and all the influences around you, to be able to see clearly without outside influences what's really going on, and get rest and prepare yourself. But he pushes you out and then protects you against all that. So yay. So that's what's going on in the subconscious. Let's see what this is saying about what's the dealio, what's going on right now, that this person, this really badass person that's taken all of their pain and transmuted it into passion and drive and moving forward, acquiring knowledge about the world around them, and is a real nurturing, beautiful, beautiful queen. What's going on? We'll find out. I'll be right back. I'm going to shuffle. Okay, right here, right now, looks like we're at a 7 of Cups moment, okay? Which is just possibilities and committing to that path, right? Deciding, because if you look in those cups, there's awesome things in there, but there's also some kind of like questionable things. All right, but this is a person that's committed to that path of possibilities and understands that it might not be comfortable always, but there's a reason and purpose for it. Okay. Yeah, and that you understand that from pain also comes great joy. that as things get unmasked and you start to, as we go on the self-healing journey and we start to kind of get obstacles in front of us, we start to realize that a lot of times those are divinely guided, right? That's that synchronicity that I talk to. Okay. It's kind of like, I don't know, this last guy that I dated, like we broke up pretty amicably, right? But he was still making some questionable choices that like I didn't want to be bound to, right? He wasn't growing, right? And just when like my subconscious made me think maybe I miss him, like he brings in a roommate that is a shitty person, and I'm like, no way in fucking hell will I ever go over there. That's rejection is for your protection, okay? That sometimes like you just need that, like, oh shit. Everything is divinely guided, right? And if we start to recognize that and see it, it can really help us to correct and stay on that path. Yeah. So we got that going on for us, right? That we see we're able to make positive choices to get to where we're going, and understand that the difficulties that we may be facing on that journey are for a reason. All right. And so like, yeah, temperance is underneath that card. That's that balance. Okay. And I direct my energy and resources to find balance. All right, so I'm talking to a really balanced individual that can process information as it comes out now, right? So anything that comes up, anytime anything comes up, you're able to instantly, like, I get excited. I get excited when things make me feel a certain kind of way, because I'm like, ooh, shadow work. Why does that make me sad? Okay, why, what, I identify the source of it, right? I don't react. And this is a beautiful place to be, because when a lot of people in this situation right now, what I'm feeling is that a lot of people didn't make the right choices on their path, that they chose some other paths and were trying to force a narrative about you to validate the choices they made. And so they're really looking at you to react from who you used to be. Like, I'm going to say this, this, and this and get her to lash out of the subconscious. Because remember, guys, if we ignore we need to make the conscious conscious. Unconscious conscious, right? We need to see it, otherwise it'll bubble up and we will like react like a 2-year-old having a temper tantrum, right? When things don't go our way, or we get upset, because that is our shadow attribute. Okay. And I know for me as a life path 3, that's communication. Inside me, I have been encoded with my mission and purpose of speaking truth. So can you imagine when I didn't have a control on that, and stifling it down as a shadow attribute? My whole life, my parents were like, don't say that. Don't do that. That's not right. We don't act that way. We don't speak that way. You don't say this. That they really taught me that my emotions were a bad thing, that I wasn't allowed to speak truth, right? Because we don't want the neighbors to know this, and we don't want people to know that. And that if that makes you feel like this, you don't say that. Okay. But by understanding that my emotions are my greatest strength, right? And my truth speaking is my greatest strength. It allows others to relate and identify with me, because the struggle is real, right? We're all going through bullshit, but if we're not talking about it, how can we get anywhere? We can't. We're going to just be in a perpetual cycle of misery and hiding our truth. So, but I had to find a balance on that, on how to communicate in an effective way so that people would want to listen. I can't run around like with a hot temper and angry and reacting out of my emotions, because that's kind of an unstable trait. But because I never dealt with that, and I was never taught how to do that in a respectful way, my subconscious I was acting in an unconscious way, right? It was guiding my life, and I didn't even know it. It's wild shit, isn't it? Isn't it wild? We're figuring out who we really are here, folks. All right. And I'm proud of this person. It looks like right now you have learned to like understand, you found that balance internally, and other people around you haven't, but they still need for you to be your old self in order to validate who they are. And they can't do that. They can't do that because you did this. You did this. You did all that work. You found out and remembered who you truly were. All right? So there's a real death going on here, all right? And this is a death of who you used to be. And it's also putting an abrupt ending on the nefariousness around you. All right? Because their masks are coming off to the world around them. They're being exposed for who they truly are because of your healing. Yeah. Congratulations. Let's see what's going to happen in the future. I'll be right back. All right, so we got this card again. I'm sick of these bitches. I am. Aren't you guys? We can get the same old rhyme for a couple weeks now. So we got some people fighting. See? And there he is. He's caught off guard once again. He doesn't even see this coming. This guy, because he's got 2 different shoes on. So something's coming at you. Something is coming at you. Hold on, my phone's. I got to answer this call. All right, that was somebody that told me they were going to be here in about 15 minutes. So whatever this is, whatever this conflict is coming your way, it's going to be there soon. It's on its way. All right, remember, no synchronicities. Everything is meaningful. There's something headed your way quickly, swiftly. All right, and it's going to catch you off guard, okay? Because he's got 2 different shoes on, right? And it's defending your boundaries. Right? So I feel like somebody's coming at you. One of these people from the past that made some wrong choices. Remember, they're looking for the old you. All right? So just be mindful of that. It's not who you are. Unmask them. Unmask them with your gift of illumination and see the situation for what it really is. Don't let that paternal energy, the emperor, he's he's here to protect you with this. And so is Nakel, okay? So even though you are that Queen of Cups, I don't know where she went, I lost her. Even though you're that Queen of Cups energy, or Queen of Pentacles, I'm sorry, energy, don't let them take advantage of your love. Stand firm in your boundaries, guys. All right? Just because you want to love somebody doesn't mean they need to be in your life, and doesn't mean they need to take advantage of you. All right? Boundaries. That's a card of real hard boundaries, all right? That's what's happening in the future. And check it out, all right? Balance. I accept uncertainty with the knowledge I can adapt. So whatever they're bringing towards you, accept it for what it is. And know that you can handle it, okay? And it's a blessing. It's a real blessing. Either way, however it turns out, it's going to be a blessing for you. All right? And it might not turn out the way you want it to, but it's going to be ultimately overall, because I know we talked about that divine guidance, right? What, like, interference and things not going right are always for your protection. So something amazing is going to come from this. And the energy, just the energy overall is just really potent. So this is an important message for somebody to hear today. This is going to change your life. Look at this, completion. The World. It's the last card in the major arcana. It's a 22 energy. It symbolizes your inner world and your outer world coming together, and that you become everything, right? You know, just like I talked about my ancestors, like my father and my niece and my grandmother's still with me a lot lately too. She's been around the last week and a half. Just telling my grandmother has been around, you guys, she's been telling me how proud she is of me, because in her life, she always wanted to be an independent woman. And she's super proud of me for not needing anybody else to act out my dreams and my purpose. And she, that definitely an independent woman. And she's, as my grandmother, here, listen to this story, okay? As my grandmother got old, she started, my grandmother very much is a psychic as well. as she got older, she wasn't afraid to talk about it, and she'd tell me about the visions and the people that were coming to visit her, and we would talk it out. And my mother and my aunt wanted to say that my grandmother was just a drunk. Yeah, she liked her brandy, but she was speaking truth, and her and I had some amazing conversations. She understood me. Okay. And, my mother told me don't take care of you. Don't take care of her, because she really wanted me to be her caretaker, because she knew we had a connection, right? And a bond. And my mom's like, no, she's just going to use you and take up all your time and be over demanding. You don't want to do this. Now, when I think about my mother right now, she is that same person. She was just projecting those qualities of my grandmother in and saying that they were bad and forcing that narrative for my grandmother. But really, those were traits of my mother, not my grandmother. My grandmother, as we get old, we need people around us that love us, right? We don't shut each other out. We help each other. And she got put in a nursing home right behind me where I was staying at the time. And I kept saying, I need to go see her. No, you can't go see her first. I need to see her before you see her. And she just wouldn't let me go see her for some reason. Here again, for some reason, my grandma was either blocking me with her motives, right, in life. And my grandmother passed before I could go and talk to her. And, she's been with me lately telling me that it's okay. That she recognizes that, and she's not mad at me for that. We hold on to these things in the subconscious, but as we connect with the divine, we can work through those things, even the unseen. So while my grandmother, my father, and my niece are not with me, they are still with me. We never truly die, right? We're just working out scenarios down here to help better society, right? So they are with me constantly here, and so we're always connected, and we never truly die, right? We are always still around. Everybody's still around, even though we're not in human form. All right. So that world shows a completion, that a person that understands that knowledge. And in any situation you encounter. So in this situation, the 7 of Wands bullshit that's coming at you, you will be able to use that temperance energy, right, of balance, and ascend above it and see it for what it truly is, right? That masking of all those choices that you had and they had, and seeing for what it is. Usually this is a person that has that ability to make choices that are beneficial for everybody. But remember, by accepting bad behavior from others, you are taking on that karma. So don't save them from the lessons they need to learn and the consequences of their actions. The Wheel of Fortune, by doing that, you will take them on as your own and be bound to a lower timeline until you can learn to have those boundaries. All right, guys. Hey, remember, we're all connected as one. We are all fractals of the Most High, right? This is just a play. It's a simulation, folks. We come to this life for a certain mission and purpose, to learn these patterns of behavior that we get ourselves stuck into. We're learning to identify them and stop them, get into our mission and purpose, and give back to the greater collective, okay? And it's all right we're all on different legs of this journey, right? We're all divine beings of light, right? Living a human experience that is separated by ego, all right? So it's okay to be right where you are right now. But we should be learning from one another, right? All right, guys. Remember, be kind to yourself, but be kinder to those around you. We're all suffering the human condition together. Love and light.